Okay, gonna slideshow it. So yeah, welcome to my sessions. This is Friday morning, I guess, in the UK. And I'm gonna talking about how to integrate the social and emotional learning framework to promote this 21st century learners profile. And as Melissa just said, that SEL framework is like very viral nowadays. Like it's such a buzzwords in the internet. But what is it actually, and why do we need to make it in a language learning? It's very psychological and it's very like well-being thing. But why? Why do we need to talk about it in language learning? So here, uh, the menu of the day, the presentation layout, we're gonna cover this. So first is what is actually SEL and how in the language class, and what is actually 21st century skills. Perhaps it's just like a little warm up for the teachers. Perhaps many teachers around the world know what 21st century skills are, and also the big question here, why we put the two on language learning, is some things that what is so urgent about that. And finally, you're going to see the best practices that I've done with this kind of SEL and 21st century learning skills. So, and also we will be ended by question and answer session. So SEL framework itself, before we start what SEL framework is, you know that in the pre-webinar talks in the survey, I have asked, do you put a special attention to learners' emotion when you teach them? Because language learning is often seen as a very cognitive task. You know, you read, you listen, you speak. It's very like brain-based. But have you ever thought about your students' emotion? Let's put on the chat. Do you pay attention to affective factor of your students, like motivation, and then like why do they look tired today, and why do they seems not engaged? Absolutely. Yes, make them comfortable and communicate more freely for sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah, totally agree. Right? It's important to do that. Yes. It removes anxiety. Uh-huh. So yeah. So many of you guys perhaps you have the basic theory. I believe as a trained teachers that you guys put special attention on the students by saying, hi, how are you in the beginning of the lessons, right? Is a small part of it, but we're gonna dig more, like what SEL classroom look likes. Okay, and thank you so much for the participation, everyone. So yeah, language learning is often seen as a very cognitive task, but actually language learning is also an attitude. You're gonna see their attitude, their emotion, how they can engage more to the class, isn't it? So here, there you go. There is SEL framework. SEL is actually collaborate. This one is an initiative from an organization in Canada, which called Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, or shortened as CASEL, I believe, in 2012. So they make this kind of framework to improve their positive learning atmosphere in classroom, in the school. It doesn't take only it doesn't take the action from the teachers, but also from the communities and the bigger areas in the families and caregivers, schools, and the smallest part is the classroom. So here, we as a teachers, we're gonna do this. We touch the students in the classroom base. So how actually to engage them by paying attention to their emotion. And so what is actually SEL? So here we're gonna see what is actually SEL. SEL, this one is a definition on the website, an integral part of the education and human development. So it's very like integrated. We don't want the English learners just to know the knowledge base, to know about the grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Yes, they have to know that, but there is another important to instill their emotion, and also motivation to learn itself, especially for English, for foreign language here in Indonesia. Why do we need to learn a foreign language? Is it very important for my future? So perhaps here the teachers coming from a different context, I believe. And in my context, it's pretty much is very city. They aware of English importance, but perhaps you teach in a more remote areas. You never know. So how to create a positive learning atmosphere? That's basically the cell itself, and it's based on touching a human being, because we touch a human as a teacher, right? So in my title, I say that it's to promote K-12 English lessons, basically emotion. You bring emotion, you bring everyone. So it switches to all of context, whether it's young learners, very young learners, teenagers, adults, and even professional. Every human has emotion, so it suits to all levels. Originally, cell is suited for young learners actually. So here, this castle hope that by having this cell framework, it's develop healthy identities, manage emotion, achieve personal and team goals is very important. Currently in Indonesia, there have been a lot of bullying issues. And sadly, there were so many students died because of that. Not so many, I will just dramatize, but there are numbers. For example, ones being, of the seniors, they make a physical violence. So these kind of thing is to, to develop this. Oh yeah, someone says on the chat that it develops it helps young children develop cognitive skills. Yes, true. So cell framework is a lot of activities will be linked to young learners most of the time. Very nice. The comment from, let me see, that one is from, who is it? Yeah, very true. And then after that, it's also empathy for others and establish supportive relationship, because language is about a tools to communicate, means a tools to socialize, and we socialize with a human to human. So we gotta engage and maintain the relationship here, and make responsible and caring decisions. And now let's see, there are 5 core values of cells here. Yeah, I want you to participate on the chat. There are 5 core values, which is, here we have self-management and self-awareness, social awareness, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills. I want you to please chat on the chat box. What is A, everyone? Let's start with A here. The abilities to make caring and constructive choices about personal behavior and social interaction in different situations. What do you think is this? Anyone, can you put on the chat? Is it self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, responsible decision-making, relationship skills? It helps us bloom before we help students. Yeah, very nice, Siri. Okay. Anyone wants to participate on the chat, perhaps? Let's see. So we have 5 core values here. And social awareness. Is it a social awareness? Anyone? Thank you, Nabila Otto. The abilities to make caring and constructive choices. Choices? Do you think it's social awareness? What is A here? What core value is A here? Self-management. A is, no, it's not self-management, I guess. When you can, the ability, when people make choices and why do they? Yeah, responsible decision making. Someone say the Hamza Khaira. Yeah, thank you. Decision making. Easy. Yeah, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that is wrong. Not relationship skill. Yes, A. Why you are there? Yeah. So A is like, E is relationship skill. The E is relationship skill. Yeah, E is relationship skills. A is more responsible and decision making. What about B, everyone? You understand the perspective of empathize with others from diverse backgrounds and cultures. What about B? Let's move on to B now. B, Aneta Galga. Aneta Galga say that B is social awareness. Yeah, Zainab says social awareness. Dara Rizky, yeah. B is social awareness. Okay, nice. So A is about decision making. There's someone say, yeah, I love to see your opinion anyway. Now, what about C? What about C? What is C there? What core values is in C? When you can, the ability to understand one's own emotion, thought, and values. You know your emotion, it means that you are. What is C here? Social awareness. No, it's about oneself. Self-awareness. There you go. Yeah, self-awareness. Okay, Sirin. Yes. It's self-awareness. So C is self-awareness. Imelda, very nice. Meituka, yes. Now, what about D then? What is left? What about D here? This is to manage one emotion. When you can manage your own emotion, means that you are mentally healthy or you have like emotional intelligence here. What is this? Self-management. Yeah, self-management. Okay. Yeah, it's self-management. So, and what is, I'm confused, sorry. Okay, so I will wrap up. Self-discipline. Oh, no, not self-discipline. The core values here, there are 5. Self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, relationship skill there. Now, what about the last, the E? The E one. What is E? I think everyone got it already on E. Oh, someone wrapping up. E is relationship skills. Yeah. Yes. Okay, right. So yeah. So the core values, if you bring self to the classroom, you need to encourage your learners to be self-aware and they can manage their self. Like discipline is part of self-management actually. Socially aware, and they can make responsible decisions. And also they need to maintain relationship by empathy, and the whole idea of SALS is actually empathy here. Thank you so much for your participation, everybody. Now, so that's SALS. Now, how we put it in the classroom, right? That will be in the end, but let's see your idea first. Perhaps you are not really, what is it? Perhaps you actually have applied SEL to your class, but you are not aware. But let's make time to reflect. Let's reflect for 1 to 3 minutes. What are classroom activities that show SEL values? Let's say, for example, if you ask your student to share the ideas, it can be relationship skill, it can be self-awareness. Let's say the lesson is about my favorite things, my favorite toys, and then they share with you. That's self-awareness. Can you please reflect on your classroom activities? And yeah, hello from Australia. Hi, agency offer the materials. Okay, so autonomous learning. Yeah, that's self-management, I guess. Show and tell. Email the show and tell. What values here we feel in show and tell. Brainstorming can be self-awareness, can be social awareness too, because when you share your opinion, you gotta be like, you don't want to hurt others. You have to know, like, role playing. Yeah, definitely. So what does it mean, Nadia Salos? It's like social emotional learning. You can watch the recording of that back again. Role playing, yeah, GB. I hope I pronounced that well. GB. Group activities. Yeah, group activities. Group activities is a lot of time. Can be a very what is it? Strong tools for you to refill these 5 core values. I want to hear again. Student self-reflection. Yes, diary, reflective diary. It shows their self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision making. Yeah, journal writing, self-assessment, very good. Interviewing each other, yeah. Peer learning, debating, wow. He stood there for a while without reading, not to make him feel bad, and later he found out he did not read to nominate someone to read for him. So it means that nominating, role playing, okay, a lot of you says that. Short skits, yeah, this is nice, Imelda. Short skits, we're gonna what is it, go deep with that. Short skits, and by the end of the webinar, project-based learning, self-introductions. Right, okay, thank you so much for your reflection. That's nice. So here, that's self. Now, why we need to compare that, or why we need to, compare that to 21st century learning skill? Now here is next. Wait, sometimes it's just like, okay, I need to go next. Okay, so now what is 21st century learners profile? Have you known what is the 21st century skills? Perhaps you can type on the chat box first. Perhaps you have ever known this 21st century learners profile. Creative, okay, Ana Santos. What else? You seem, your name seems familiar, Ana Santos. Okay, never heard of it. Okay, thank you. More reflective and autonomous, collaboration, innovative, yeah, cooperation. Innovative, yes. Critical thinking, there you go, very nice. Initiative, the 4C basically make feel clear, am I right? Exploration. Technology revolution, all right. Resilience, Zainab. Curiosity, all right. I think most of you know. So, but let's go deep, like, where is actually this trend coming from? So here you go. 21st century learning is actually from one of organization again, from Battery for Kids in 2019. Here is the framework. So that one, including professional development, is actually related to teachers as well. So here is the biggest, what I can see. The biggest voice is actually this one. What are there in 21st century learning? There are subject to learn. It's career oriented to help the students to be globally aware. So the key subject is global awareness, financial, economic, business, and entrepreneurial literacy, like finance, civic literacy, health literacy, environmental literacy. So that's 5 literacy can like a topic that is currently most Gen Z students like to talk about. And learning and innovation skills. These are the 4 C's that you have typed on the chat room before. And the media, the technology, someone said that on the chat. Yes, so it's about information literacy, how to connect on Zoom, how to ask on a Q&A session column. You gotta teach your students something like that, because nowadays we have a webinar on this kind of a workshop setting. It looks like a real seminar. You have your lobby on it, but it's just make it virtual. And media literacy, and information communication and technology literacy, ICT. And finally, the life and care skills is something that I love to talk about, which about flexibility and adaptability. We are now living in a connected world. You see me now from Indonesia, and I see you from around the world. We have different backgrounds, we have different cultures, believe in something. And initiative, yes, someone said that on the chat, initiative, self-directions, becoming autonomous. social and cross-cultural skills, productivity and accountability, leadership and responsibility. So these are the skills that is being promoted by 21st century learning skills. They want to make students to be globally aware, like the best of the best, I would say. So now, why CEL and 21st century learning framework? Why must be on language learning? Anyone want to say an idea perhaps on the chat room first? Why must these two? Usually CEL is like a subject on mental health and also psychology, and 20th century learning skills is more into, vocational one. Why do we need to bring this to language learning, especially English, on your context? Do you have any idea? Perhaps? Know world. Okay, know the world, globalization, because to express ourselves and communicate relevant, knowledgeable, expressing, career. Authentic language needs a real word context. Good to be on stage. Love that. Communication, giving ideas. Okay, getting respect. Yes, to interact. Very nice. Okay, right. But now let's take a deep insight. Actually, there is like overlapping points between CEL and 21st century learning, actually, in the context of language learning. Do you see overlapping points on values from CEL and 21st century learning skills, everyone? Communicate based, many of you say that. Exploration. Yeah. What's the meaning of self? Perhaps Nania just come. Okay. So perhaps anyone who has joined them from the beginning, you can tell on the chat what is actually CEL again. Self-development, you mean? Developing tolerance, communication. Okay, here is actually things that I look from the two. Language itself, learning English is not only you transform a knowledge. You not only passing the knowledge, you not only say that, okay, a simple present tense is when you have this, and then it's for this. It's not about knowledge. Oh, my student will know more about grammar. My student will know more about pronunciation and vocabulary. It's not about that, right? Language is more into transformative learning. You want your students to be at a specific level, hopefully it's a B2 or C1, until they can talk and connect with the world, which many of you guys said on the chat about communication. So it's about how to transform from someone who has zero knowledge about the language because they don't live in the same environment as English speakers. If we talk about English as foreign language, if we talk about English as mother tongue, also we transform the language from the mother to the infants to the children, right? It's about transferring things that you can do to someone, to human. You touch on one again. So the 21st century learning here is used for the context. Yes, some of you say that real word context, authentic learnings. Yes, very nice. That's true. And give applied situation, which is the authentic one, on how to use this kind of core language skills, which is how to speak, how to read, how to write, and how to listen into a applicable situation. So the 21st century learning helps you to make a context. What is there? What is apps nowadays? Oh, we have a subject areas that many Gen Z nowadays like to talk about. If we talk about it, we can connect to the rest of the world, basically. So then what about CEL framework? CEL here give an idea on how to transform well-being beyond language pedagogy only. So again, because language is not only knowledge, it's not only you pay attention to how you gave a knowledge, but how you can deliver the skills or transform someone who cannot read yet until they can read by certain strategies and certain things. And that strategy is one of it, is by paying attention to their emotion, touch their affective areas. So, and also you get a set positive learning atmosphere too, because learning language is good when it is very positive learning atmosphere. You know to whom you talk about, you know someone who is, you respected by others. I think on the chat someone said that one too earlier. And you set vivid behavior expectation for your students, so you know that, okay, we gotta work on empathy, we gotta work on teamwork, we gotta work on being confidence to express yourself, to be fearless, to be unique, something like that. So that's about SEL and 21st century learning framework. The 21st century learning framework is to give you the context basically, and SEL is to give you the right environment to create to crack your language teaching journey. And both framework proven to enhance students' academic performance, even though we talk about emotions and mental health and well-being here, but if we are doing so, we are also engaging them in an academic level, they perform better. Do you agree? Do you agree that if you take spatial care to their emotion, chatter their needs, they will feeling that, give students the feeling that they can do it in success and learning process in life? Yeah. Basically, teachers are like, someone who help inspire the life of others. So that's the job, very rewarding job indeed. And yeah, so that's about it. Now let's take a look. This is my best practices with my current context of teaching here. Currently, I'm teaching in kind of like what would I say? It's international. We classify here in Indonesia international context because we don't use the national curriculum. We use the curriculum of Cambridge, and a lot of materials is based on UK materials thing. So it's kind of like a global key areas there in the context. The context, we have our national curriculum, but this special center chapter the needs of English as international language. And we have so many background of learners. It's not only like so many backgrounds mean here belief and languages even, and also and also social wealth too. Okay, so the best practice here is how to integrate the dynamic duo here. So here, first, because SEL is about how to make your class more positive. So if you pay attention to SEL, you gotta work on classroom agreement, expected positive behaviors. Here I have a kind of like, when you play a football, you gotta, if I'm not mistaken, 3 yellow cards until you get red. And if you get red, means you cannot play again. And for very, very problematic class, teaching is not always sunshines and honeymoon. Sometimes you can meet very, very annoying teenagers, or very like chatty and like playful young learners, or even like adults that's not motivated to come to the classroom. So basically we have a set of positive classroom norms. Discuss the consequences. The consequences that I made here is 3 yellow cards. It means that you can still be on my class, but until you reach the red card, which is the last one, will be you're gonna be on sit on a different classroom, higher level for 5 minutes, let's say. So, and the challenge with this is actually to be consistent. It's very easy for teachers to throw an idea on on a classroom rules, but then we are not consistent to the consequences or to the rewards itself, and tally or document the good behaviors more than misbehaviors. So show them and prize them more for the good behaviors than misbehaviors, because a lot of human doesn't like to be ashamed. They don't like to be ashamed. They like to be praised and to be appreciated. And also reward, that's the key term here on cell classroom. Reward and reward instead of punish, and do the consequences. Okay, that's the first practice. The next is one meeting or one chapter. If you have like a certain teaching material, let's say one meeting, one chapter, one value. For example, here I have a vision board. The value is actually to what is it? To achieve your dreams. That's the value. So I want my student learn how to achieve their dream, which is here in a 21st century learner skills self-direction. I want to put it into creativity and communicate them more. And also this language skills here writing. I got a back vision board here, and the core values here, self-awareness and self-management, because if they want to know what do they want to achieve, they need to be self-aware. So here's is like an example of their result of their works. I hope it's fine. Gonna see, yeah. Oh, Ohio's Japan? No. So what is it? Oh. Yeah, so that one is the the product. We gotta manage on this challenge. We gotta manage on the challenge. We gotta know the goals, and you gotta reflect on your achievement, because can it be achievable? You're gonna reflect on achievement. And this one, they learn how to write based on the model. And the core values here is self-awareness and self-management, and the 21st century learning skills is self-direction, creativity, and communication. Offer to you now, let's practice. Let's try to practice a lesson plan a bit on this. I have another example of a lesson. Oh, what is it? Yeah, and they do it in a group. Yeah, so it's actual and it's communication. So here I have a young learners classroom. This one is the product, like this. Yeah, so students are asked to draw school uniform. That's like the topic. But can you please help me to complete the blank here? Yeah, that's the uniform of Indonesia. We go to school with uniform. Well, we go to center, language center, yeah, freely, like casually. Students are asked to draw school uniform here. What do you think is the language skills, everybody here? This is young learners classroom. What do you think is the language skills here? Can you please chat, complete the blank? Let's chat on the chat room. Writing, okay, writing can be what language element? What language element is it? Coloring is more into, drawing is more into the 21st century learning skills, the creativity. Here, what is the language skills? Manipulation. Descriptive speaking. Yeah, if you connect that with speaking. Vocabulary, right, Rahat, yes, that's vocabulary. So students basically apply the knowledge of like what is uniform into a drawing, right? Vocabulary learning, yes. And a bit of writing. Okay, yes, they write their names. Yeah, but it's most to the vocabulary because they apply what do they know about like uniform. This is uniform. This is like a shirt and pants, long pants. So it's vocabulary. Now, what about the cell core values here? What am I refill here? What am I trying to refill? Predict. What is the cell core values? The cell core values, there are like self-management. Is it self-management? Is it self-awareness? Is it social awareness, relationship skills, or is it responsible decision making? Social awareness. Yeah, social awareness. They gotta learn about a uniform. Uniform is very social. What is it? Social piece of clothes, right? But also another one. There are another one. Why do they need to draw the uniform? It's social awareness, of course. But what else are the core values is being revealed here? Do you think it's creative, responsible decision making? On the coloring, yes, they color based on their uniform. Like, oh, my uniform on Sunday. Sorry, not on Sunday. Like on Friday, gonna be this color. This a bit out of the context, make it abstract a bit, but okay. No one in Indonesia wearing purple pants, but okay, that's creativity, right? Yeah, this is self-awareness. Yeah, self-awareness. Haha, they gotta be self-awareness. Now, what is the 21st century learning skills, everyone? What do we try to apply here, the 21st century learning skills? Remember the 4 C's, the technology, and also the life and career skills. Communication, creativity, yeah. Mm-hmm. Critical thinking, yes. How do they will draw their drawings? Problem solving, okay, nice. Imagination, imagination is more into creativity, yeah. Autonomy, yeah, self-direction. Okay, very, very nice. Love to see your interaction on the chat. Okay, so that's another plan. So pop up with a goals. Of course, pop up with a goals. What is your goals? What is the core values that you want to instill? What language skills that you want to reach? And what is the 21st century learning skills you are going to reach? And then you can pop up with an activity. Here is like drawing school uniform or writing like what is it? A vision board. That's one of the example how to plan it. And now I guess I just got 2 more slides because I'm running out of time, I'm sure. I believe this one is the other one, which is there is someone says about drama skits or something. We gonna have wall magazine competition. We can have a competition on a way that they have to discuss in a group for, I believe, 4 meetings. I believe 4 meetings. So they gotta track their, they gotta manage their progress each meeting in a group, and they have to find it on the internet. So they learn how to be what is it, technology literacy, what is it, how to improve the technology literacy here too. So we have the wall magazine competition. This one is more into adults, so that's why it's more into like a very proper thing. It's adults classes. They are like college students. We work on the World Turtles Day. So we choose a specific event. World Turtles Day, and then we wanna share an awareness of that global area key subjecting, and we try to make wall magazine competition, and everyone read on the center, and the wall magazine is display on the hall, and they're gonna vote the best wall magazine, and everyone read on that, and everyone also make a community share their ideas about it. So yeah, that's one thing. And now, yeah, this one, a word day. The last one is that a word day. You gotta have positive reinforcement to create the whole, to create a positive learning atmosphere on your learning communities. We have a word day. So we have a core values, which are confident, unstoppable, united, fearless, unique. These 5 core values actually derive from Sal. confident is more self-awareness, and unstoppable gonna be very, very self-management, united relationship skill, unique gonna be social awareness, as united social awareness and relationship skills here. So we award them with special voucher that you can redeem, and you can collect it, like, when you go to a video archive, and then you got a bunch of vouchers, and then you exchange it to souvenirs. That's basically the same thing. And you make it award day, like, oh my god, Oscar type of thing, Oscar of your classroom. So that's the thing that you can do with self classroom as well. Don't forget the project. Yeah, this is like a sense of teamwork. So you can build their sense of teamwork here, and make sure to appreciate their progress by the end of the term, by the end of the semester, something like that. Okay. Yeah, very, very, very last. So the last one, I found this very, very helpful resources. Because this is a Word Teachers Day, I would like to highlight Pete and Curly here, Teacher Inspires Teachers. You can take a look at her Instagram to find a lot of resources and a lot of plan ideas on how to make your class more into social and emotional learning approaches. So yeah, something like that. So this is the last of my webinar, and we can connect. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating this. You can find me on the Instagram or link in there. You can add that, and over to you, Melissa and Priya, perhaps. So yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Priya had something wrong with her internet connection, so she couldn't come back in. But she sent us a message to say sorry, and she said she's still able to watch but not join, and she enjoyed a lot the presentation, and I did too. We've got questions, and we've got kind of 8 or 9 minutes, so let's take a look. That was really great. I learned loads. I know it's a kind of buzzword at the moment that everyone wants to know about, and the thing that I really enjoyed was seeing examples of your students' work. That was really, really great. So I can see really how these things can be implemented. That was really nice. With the poster project about turtles, how old were those students, Fatiha?
It's like 19 until 22 years old.
Okay, yeah, that was really nice work. And Fatiha, you can stop sharing your screen, because actually it makes it easier for you to see questions, in my experience. So yeah, we'll take a look. I've also got a note of some other questions that I saw in the chat. Let's take a question from Nawal Fargal, and Nawal says, my class is only 45 minutes. How can I give my kind of academic subject and be aware of students' emotions? Do you have any tips?
Very nice. My class is only 50 minutes too.
Okay.
So our context is similar, I guess. So it doesn't matter if you have only 45 minutes. So you can always integrate that. It's always integration, is an incorporation on that. Let's take a look from if you're teaching, I don't know, are you teaching teenagers or young learners? Basically, make sure it links with their cognitive ability first. Let's say for young learners, they can like draw, right? Drawing perhaps. But for adults, they can make a poster. So that's a product, and that's correlated with language skills. But then what about the self-core values or 21st century learning skills here? You got to choose a topic actually. Let's say the key subject that many of here in Indonesia talking is about financial literacy, because we are a lot of here is sandwich generation, let's say. So we gotta we gotta offer them a content of how to manage your money on your, let's say if adults in your 20s or something, and you gotta offer that reading, basically the content of the language and reading, and you gotta. And then the self or values is that perhaps they can write or they can share Their
Mhm.
ideas about how will you make your, let's say, your plan for a week spending, let's say something like that. So it's always connected. It doesn't mean that all 45 minutes and then, okay, let's go to language skill and a sell core values and then 20% to learning skills. It doesn't go that way, but it's always start with your goals,
Uh,
something like
you
that.
you've just given us another lesson idea. I love it. That's a great lesson, planning your
Yeah.
budget. Yeah, I think I wish I'd learned those type of skills at school, definitely, especially the one you're talking about financial literacy. It's really important these days, isn't it? Um, let's go to another question. This is interesting. It's from Shireen Al Shatif, and Shireen asks, is it necessary to get students aware of the purpose of each activity? So are you telling students that the purpose of this is to help them nurture a competence or give them a 21st century skill? What do you do, Fatiha?
Right. Just like other learning goals in the beginning, you try to be clear and be assertive to your students. Let's say in language skill, usually today we gonna practice on speaking, something like that, right? But then, yeah, I say that one. Of course, we gotta be assertive, but then you put it more pragmatic way. We don't say today we're gonna practice a speaking skill on how to improve 21st century learning skills now, but more like into what topic are we going to learn and what's takeaways that you can take for that. For say, practice speaking on a context of like manage your finance so that you can be more aware about yourself, something like that. Or sometimes I put on the, especially for young learners, like I put on the whiteboards one value, one day, one value, and then one day, one value. Today we make friends. So our challenge today is we make friends. So let's say, and then like there is like challenge time. Now it's time for you to share to your friends and ask about their favorite things, something like that. So it's always practical and pragmatic in a way.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, we can tell them that that's what we're doing because yeah, it's the reality. We can also ask, I guess, at the end, and how do you think this will help you in your real life, in the real world? And I'm sure they'll have answers. Um, I saw a question go past really quick in the chat a while ago, so I don't know who wrote it. Um, uh, but they said, do you think this type of activities could they work with very big classes? So maybe some of the people who are joining us today might teach classes of 40 students or more. Can you still do this type of work, like vision boards or posters?
Right. Of course we can do. We get it. We can do our best by grouping them actually, and group is very essential tools here in Cell and also 21st century skills. We are now more moving more into collaborative and student-led learning more than before. Here in Indonesia is very teacher-led and it's very like teacher space, something like that. But now we are like student-led and also group is always a good idea to start any cell core values in 21st century learning skills. So with a 40 students, just group them and they're gonna make a big difference, a big change to your classroom dynamic for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be active, isn't it? Definitely, which is definitely what we want. Um, we're coming to the end of our time here today, Fatiha. A huge thanks. Everyone, make sure that you download Fatiha's handout. She's got links and ideas on there, and I think there's lots more to read about on this topic. I'll say lastly, thanks to you. Thanks to Joanna, thanks to Priya, thanks to everyone who's helping on Facebook and everyone who's watching on Facebook. I just want to remind everyone that we're going for a lunch break just now, but it's not the end of the day. So here is what we have in the afternoon. We have 3 more webinars about teaching lower level teens and adults. about active and passive learning and teaching, which is what we started to talk about now with Fatiha. And then to finish the day, a session about music, uplifting and calming, which I think will be a really nice way to end the second day of World Teachers Day 2023. And please remember that to register for Friday afternoon is a different link. Okay, so register, you get a different link for Friday afternoon, and we'll see you there. So thanks everyone. Happy World Teachers Day, Fatiha. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.